Hi, welcome. It's time for the Unitarian Universalist of Zurich online service for today. My name is Susan Maude, and I am your host for today. Unitarian Universalism is a religion that welcomes people from all walks of life to join together in life celebrations and have good ideas and good thoughts and share our wisdom from our lives and our own religions together. And so, yeah, that's what we're here to do today. So, welcome. Yeah. So, to start off, I would like to light the candle here and see if we can't get some good spirituality going. Hi. So this is a continuation of general welfare that I've been working on already over the past month or so. And I want to start out with the idea that forgiveness, everybody keeps talking about it, and it is very important. But most people, when they talk about it, they say that you have to forgive the people who've done wrong to you. And I'm going to say you don't have to forgive the people who have done wrong to you. You have to forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for trusting that they were a good person and that they had good intentions. So forgive yourself for trusting. That's who you have to forgive. You can also forgive them if you really feel like it. Or you can just forget them. But don't forget the lesson. That's important. So this candle represents the light of truth and foreverness. So in my Unitarian Universalist that I started at in Basel, Switzerland, we had a thing that we would do in the service to light candles for our joys and concerns or sorrows. And so this is now, that part of this service is to talk about joys and concerns and sorrows. And I am concerned because, when one country starts warring, especially the bigger ones, the more powerful ones like a Russia and a Ukraine, then suddenly smaller ones want to get involved too, like an Israel. And then Israel and the Zionists move outward too and start attacking other places like Iran and Syria and Lebanon. And now we have something going on over in the eastern part of the world. I forgot where. I want to say Cambodia, but I'm not sure. So, sorry, I'm having some pains. I had that accident with the deer, and I'm still, once in a while, having pains. So, I think I might move the candle over on this side, and then I don't have to twist so much. There, that's better. Yeah. Okay. Now you're seeing all my crap in the back. There. Okay. So, yeah. So, war and violence begets more war and violence is what I'm seeing. And so this is a candle of concern for the seemingly endless amount of violence that's out there. It is not necessary. We do not need it. And so I call for a stop in all violence. And shame on you all for starting this. It is not necessary. It is seemingly a man thing. So, I am a woman, so maybe I don't understand, but I think I understand just fine. And it needs to stop. We are a whole world. We all are living on the planet, and we got to get along. We do. And we can't have people constantly pushing and playing with the borders. It's not necessary. There's plenty of room for everyone. So, it's no longer funny, because all it takes is a little thing to happen, and then it's escalated into something far worse. So please, men, stop your bad behavior. It's not necessary. So then this candle is now a candle of tranquility. So I want to take this moment to take some deep breaths and relax a little. Listen to the noises around you. Notice how much of nature you're really hearing. And if you're not hearing enough nature, I recommend you get out into nature later today. Go walk in some trees and get some oxygen. And give your carbon to the trees so that they can breathe and grow too. It's a shared experience, you and me and the trees. So do them a favor too. But anyway, so let's take a deep breath in, and when you're out in the trees, do this too. You take a deep breath in, then you hold it for a count of 4, and then you let it out. Ready? 1, 2, 3. In. Shoulders down. Out. And really empty all your lungs. Let it out. Use your whole lung, both of them. So in. And out. And in. And out. Lower your shoulders, but sit up straight. I know oftentimes we spend our time looking down at our phones, so maybe look up for a second. Stretch out this part of your neck with your shoulders down and back. Okay. And this is a candle of hope for the future of our world. I don't know if we're going in the right direction, but just because we are going off course right now doesn't mean we can't move back in line with a peaceful course. So this is a hope for peace, a candle for peace. Negotiation, talking with each other. We got to stop these war games. They're not healthy. Sorry, I'm having pain again. I guess this position is not the best one either. I don't know what is. Maybe if I lean away. I don't Okay, and now this candle is for you, for any hope or dream or concern, sorrow you might have that I did not mention. So, I wanted to talk about two things. So, but maybe I should talk about maybe I should talk about procrastination. I don't think I've talked about that. And since we're on the self-criticism topic, I know sometimes when we have a day where we don't get anything done that we think we should be doing. Of course, it depends on the reasons why things aren't getting done. But on the other hand, I think we have to listen to ourselves a little bit. And if we really don't feel like doing something today, it doesn't mean that tomorrow we'll say no also. So it's okay to say no to doing something. Even if it's on your to-do list and you really planned it, you know, procrastination in my mind is not a bad thing. It's yourself taking a pause because you're not ready to go to the next step, whatever that is. Or you have to get your thoughts together better so you're not ready. Or I even have certain times I have a mood. It doesn't happen, often, but maybe 4 times a year. I'll have a mood where I just absolutely am irritated, but I don't know why. And just doing anything that remotely has to do with moving forward just irritates my being, and I just cannot do it. And if I force myself to make a call or do anything about anything that I had wanted to do, it's the wrong day to do it. Now, I try to sometimes shake off these feelings if I have them, but like I said, they don't come that often. So, if they're coming seldom, that's okay. If it's a daily thing, then that's something else. Then you might want to seek psychiatric or therapy, maybe talk it out with somebody. But if it's happening seldom, like with me, then it's okay to take the day off, to just do whatever feels right for you. Sometimes if I have to do something, I will force myself, but usually it doesn't come out good, so I usually try not to. But sometimes what also works is to take a nap. So sometimes I take a nap, just take myself out of the situation, take an hour off, close my eyes, try to sleep. And then sometimes I wake up in a better mood. And then I can do whatever it is needs to be done. But I don't know if that happens to you, where you kind of wake up and you're already on the wrong side of the bed, and then it just keeps going. So, so that's my solution. Or distract yourself with some entertainment, YouTube or whatever it is that you like to look at, or read a book or something, read an inspirational poem or write something. So these are things that I would recommend. If procrastination or that obstinate feeling erupts and you have to Stop doing things because everything is just irritating you. Don't take it out on others. Maybe that's what happens. Maybe some people who are violent get that feeling and then they lash out. So it's not the other person's fault. Unless it is the other person's fault, but normally it's not. It's your mood. So if you know that you are that way, and if you know that you might get aggressive, then say that to whoever you need to, if you're sharing a house or if you've got a husband or wife, and go be quiet by yourself if you can. Just definitely don't take it out on loved ones, and certainly not on children. And yeah, we all have moments where we do get angry. But we need to show that we're human beings and that we have humanity and that we can control our aggression, our hate and anger, and link it to something good so that it doesn't linger. And if you're really angry about something, so it's not so much a automatic feeling you're feeling, but something that has angered you, then maybe you need to do my solution, which is to reduce the size of it from your mind's eye. Make it small and make it really small until it becomes like a little dot, maybe a black dot or a purple dot or something. And then send it away. And then replace it with something nice like a flower. A flower blooming, a flower or a tree, maybe an apple tree that grows, or one in the fall, that a tree that the leaves are changing. Put that in place of it. Or maybe it's an animal. Maybe you visualize like an eagle flying or a dolphin swimming or whatever. But replace it with something good. And while you do that replacement, don't forget to put your shoulders down and try to relax. Yeah. So lashing out at others is not a solution. As you know, I was born with learning disabilities and dyslexia. And I find the power in emails and the power in sending tips and stuff to various organizations like the FBI and CIA and the Justice Department. This is a good way to focus your anger and your frustration at different situations in a good way. So write your congressman, write your state legislature, write the Supreme Court, write your governor, write your Secretary of State, write the president. You can even write the vice president, I think. The list goes on. But if you keep all your information just with you, things will not change. And our purpose is to change the world. We don't have to live in a certain way. We can create the life we want to create and live it. There is no law that says we have to do things the way they were done once. So, write emails. Fill out the forms. Get involved with your local, town, county, state, and federal government people. They're here to represent us. They're here for you and me, and they don't know what's wrong if nobody tells them. So, and it's a good way to channel your frustration and anger. Now, I would, depending on how you feel, I'm going to say I would not use a lot of foul language and, try to keep the email nice if it's appropriate. If it's not appropriate, if an injustice has happened, it's okay to use strong language sometimes because it's the only way to get their attention. And you can tell them about different things. Recently I had an issue with the Ford Motor Company, and I wrote a whole bunch of people about it. And I think there are things being done now. I don't know for sure, but I think so. And yeah, it's your world. It's your life. Don't be passive. Be active, but in a good way. So I'm saying this about procrastination because, sometimes we have to act, but if we fail to act or lose the opportunity to act, then an opportunity is lost to bring real change. So try not to let things go too far where change is missed. But even I also have, things have passed, time has passed, and things don't get done, and that happens. Try not to make those the most important things. But with that said, we all have a right to live a life that's stress-free. And so I think that that's probably the most important thing to think about procrastination. How much stress do you want in your life, and what type of stress do you want in your life? That's the other thing. So, yeah. But you have a voice, and you should use it, and it is possible to use it. It is possible to achieve things. Just you. And I am just me, and I've already accomplished quite a bit through emails and phone calls and other things, and showing up at rallies and protests. And then I have the art me that I'm doing also, which is a protest artist or awareness artist or experimental awareness artist, I don't know. And then I have the political me too. But if you don't say anything, then it bottles up, and then it could come out in bad ways. So as you know, there was a stabbing in a Walmart recently, and my heart goes out to all the people involved who were injured or know somebody injured, and I hope everybody stays safe. But yes, it is not necessary to be violent. It's not. And if we can start by each one of us being more peaceful, then maybe the countries can be more peaceful. And then maybe we can stop war altogether and realize that we're on this planet together. It's one planet. We got to share it. And, with the world being so global now on the internet, it's definitely, we don't have room for these things anymore. It just doesn't make sense. And right now, the genocide going on in Gaza is unspeakable. So my heart goes out to, there's just nothing I can say. What the Zionists are getting away with is shocking. So, we must have peace. It's possible. And it's enough. So, I'm going to read my favorite reading from Ralph Waldo Emerson. I think I already read it last week, but I'm going to read it again for those of you who didn't hear it. And keep this in your heart. To laugh often and much, to win the respect of intelligent people and the affection of children, to earn the appreciation of honest critics and endure the betrayal of false friends, to appreciate beauty, to find the best in others, to leave the world a bit better, whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, or a redeemed social condition, to know even one life has breathed easier because you have lived. This is to have succeeded. And now, I just want to talk about to leave the world better. Some of you watching might be believers in God. And so, some of you might not even believe in evolution. But what I have discovered with my own eyes is that we are part of the hand of evolution. And what I mean is that when we leave the world better, whether we plant certain types of flowers, we plant red roses instead of yellow roses, or we pick out a golden retriever instead of a Rottweiler, or we pick a redwood tree over a weeping willow. All these choices that we make have an effect on the future. Now, some, I think, call that like a butterfly effect or something. It is that too, if you know of that concept, whatever. I'm not even sure what exactly the entire concept is, but by making all those choices, picking a golden retriever with a rounder nose or lighter hair or darker hair, all eventually affects the golden retriever of the future. Because that one was chosen, so it was loved, and maybe it's going to become parent, and then that will continue that. Or, if I choose a redwood over a weeping willow, then the redwood might have eventually other redwoods growing near it because of, nature regrowing and picking up the pine cones and then growing more. So it's all of our decisions are helping to go forward if we move in a good way. Now, if we start moving in a bad way with war and hate and anger, then we'll reverse the effect. So we need to move forward in a good way, leaving the world better. Now, leaving the world better can be everything from what I just described, making decisions. I prefer watermelons with seeds or watermelons without seeds, or grapes with seeds or grapes without seeds. Today you can hardly get grapes with seeds and you can hardly get watermelons with seeds, which means that they're fake fruits. We need the seeds back in them, by the way. So, for a long time as a child, I preferred grapes without seeds. And now I can't get grapes with seeds. And the seed is the part that has the cancer-fighting ingredients in it. So that is one thing. If you're watching, please contact everybody and let them know you want the seed back in the grapes in the stores, so you can buy them. It takes away a little bit of the sweetness when you eat it, but you're getting important vitamins that you need for your health. So that is what happened. Evolution in the grapes that you can buy at the grocery store. People stopped buying the ones with seeds because they wanted the ones without. But now we can't buy grapes unless they're seedless. And this is unacceptable. So we, at least in the USA, and quite possibly in more places, during my lifetime, during the last 40 years, went from having seeds in grapes to not having seeds in grapes. And these are genetically modified grapes that they don't have seeds. So it's a problem. And that is an exact example of evolution happening. So, be careful what you decide. Try to always think about making decisions that go to the good, that are the healthy choice. And don't tell me you don't know what healthy is, or how to choose healthy products or whatever. You know. You don't have to lie to yourself, and you certainly don't have to lie to me. Okay, so that was a little bit of truth. Now we're going to finish up. So I'm going to read my other favorite reading right now from the Unitarian Universalist minister Edward Everett Hale. It's from Singing the Living Tradition, the Unitarian Universalist Song and Wisdom book. And it's called I'm Only One. But now you're watching, so now we're two. Maybe somebody else is watching, so then we're three. So let's leave the world better together, but let me read this too, and you can repeat after me. Ready? Or you can write it down. Or you can write it down and repeat. I am only one, but still I am one. I cannot do everything, but still I can do something. And because I cannot do everything, I will not refuse to do the something that I can do. Okay. So that is it for today. Thank you. Oh, our candle's almost out, but now it will be out. So the candle is out. That's the end for today. Thanks for being here with me. I appreciate it. I hope you appreciate it. and go and do good. Peace be with you.